Me watching someone accept a promotion with no salary increase. When I take a power nap and I actually wake up more energized. Arizona 99 cents, Costco $1.50. Absolutely refusing to raise their price. When you're bad at making decisions and someone says it's up to you. I don't always steal from kids, but when I do I make sure it's televised. Me thinking I need something sweet after I just finished eating. My arrow friend, I would like to award you the highest honor I can bestow. I think you're like the only man I would be able to stomach marrying. Some say the biggest villain is Darth Vader, others say Thanos, but deep down we all know. When you change your answer on the test and it turns out your first answer was correct, internal screaming. When you fart and your stomachache disappears. I hate it when I plan a conversation in my head and the person doesn't follow the script. Middle East countries in a nutshell. The definition of insanity is doing, the state of being seriously ill, madness. Single men, AI girlfriend ads. If you're cold they're cold, bring your unspeakable horrors from the abyss inside. When you only wanted to get a few things off your chest but instead let 23 years worth of anger out and now everybody's crying. It's almost autism. Sitting on the toilet all alone is proof you will always be alone when she goes down. Stop calling yourself poor, the economy lux, you're just lazy younging, you afforded a house and family as a taxi driver, shut up commie. I bet he is thinking about other women, him, if a random man had the powers of Superman would he save the world or destroy it? Cracker Barrel, old country store. Cracker Barrel. When you see your town in a dash cam video of a driver committing atrocities on the road. When my mom tells me no eating sweets at night but I see ice cream stains all over her face. All my cables for no reason. Who would win? Quetzalcoatl, the incomprehensible deity, Cornelius. My goals, me, all the other bullshit. When armies fight using only AI bots and drones, release the claws. And this is where I would put my password, if I remembered it. Hollow Knight or something I don't know, I don't play games. Dinosaur themed things, children, adults. Phone, storage almost full, me, what, how could that happen, my camera roll. When you meet someone who's dating an AI and call them delusional, they are real to me. Me in school watching a random kid use a pen that looks identical to the one I lost but I can't prove it. Me to my best friend after getting their attention across the room. Me regretting asking a simple question. Him explaining why and rotate is misunderstood. Gen Z boys. My face when a coworker starts acting like a supervisor. Please Susan act your wage. Apple, red, banana, yellow, pear, green, plum, purple, orange. Orange is orange. Batman being proud of himself for not chilling the Joker and proving him wrong that he's not a chiller. The Joker getting out of prison already. Innocent people. Before the internet people kept diaries. When the internet became popular people vented in blogs. Now we have come full circle. Why do you have a diary? To keep secrets from my computer. Say the N words. Color the giant N. Then say the words. Install Cyberpunk 2077. Enter Night City. Day. When you slept your way to the top by marrying the boss's daughter, it's all about the game and how you play it. How do you see yourself when you keep saying something's gonna happen and it always ends up happening? Me watching people who used to adjectives that mean the same thing to look educated. Hear a cool little part of a song on TikTok. Realize that the rest of the song is just awful. My reaction when someone says I'm a profitable trader. How are your assignments coming along? but ChatGPT says I'm cool. Me, scans item, 0.003 milliseconds later, place your item in the bagging area, hey F you alright. Eminem's father looks very shady and his mom looks slim. Me every time the chefs argue with the judges on Chopped, good for her. But reality hits. When you work as a male, shoot, drill and collect. When your husband asks you to get out of the hospital bed 5 hours post-birth so he can get the shot of his dreams. Kids after leaving college and having their futures stripped away by AI, they never asked for it. Absolutely no reason for my mom's phone screen to be this bright. Your brain thinks these polar bears are different colors, however this is true because it's never too late to follow your dreams. Vlad the Impaler didn't even start impaling people until his mid-30s. How it feels when people are talking nicely about someone who ruined my life. My girlfriend happily telling me she is pregnant, me feeling sad because I know how it feels like to grow up without a dad. My wife took up gardening, I wonder what she's going to plant. The last thing you see before leaking state secrets. So you're telling me all we can offer are prayers to stop lootings, but we need the National Guard in Chicago because those prayers don't stop lootings. I wish my life had background music so I could at least know if I'm in a drama, comedy or horror show. She take mushroom, having a job is not worth the massive stress. Me driving home knowing there won't be a second date but at least now she knows who really owns the banks, media, big pharma, etc. Washing machine minutes are not the same as regular minutes. Doctors after making you wait 8 months for an appointment just to tell you to drink more water. Who invented these type of blinds? I just wanna talk, and by talk I mean BTOMFA. Me when I'm crossing the street and a car acts like they're not gonna stop. You can't hear images, me. Imagine this, I lived with my boyfriend for almost 3 years splitting the rent for the apartment $500 each per month. Yesterday I found out it's his apartment. The procrastination cure you don't want to hear, save to watch later. Workers, profit, surplus value, get a job not a handout, pulled myself up by my bootstraps, self-made millionaire, success isn't given it's earned, redistribution of wealth is theft. My wife, leave the damn sign in the kitchen where it belongs. Life is short, lick the bowl. Me watching the YouTubers I grew up watching get married and have kids and don't post videos as much as they used to. I don't care if the rich wins, I just need the predators to lose. You ever get pissed off by somebody's mindset, like damn you really think like that? Please reply to this email by the 14th, me reading the email on 24th. Me every time there's too many people around. Bro been buying me drinks all night, what a nice guy. If you're talking behind my back, then you're in a perfect position to eat my A. When your teacher always says my partner. The bravery of a girl who has to decide what is for dinner and then cook it and then wash dishes every day forever and ever. That's called being an adult. No, it's called being the bravest girl on planet Earth. Tomorrow I will be up for a run at 6 AM, me at 10 AM. This cat doesn't attack you, she judges you. Lil Trump's almost ripe. Watched a dude carry a screaming toddler across the parking lot. He noticed me looking at him and said he's mine, I'm not stealing him, and then before I could reply he added if I was gonna take one it definitely wouldn't be this. Bean chili. When your favorite song don't hit anymore because you overplayed it. For the last time, if the day begins cloudy it needs to stay that way because the vibes have been established and I refuse to adapt once again to that large goddamn star. The defrosting has begun. Run. The dream scenario is you find out that there's something medically wrong with you and that's why you luck. Me during my French exam wondering what is the gender of a washing machine. Pancake mix is too thick, adds water. Pancake mix is too runny, adds mix. Pancake mix is too thick, adds water. Feeds family 120 pancakes. Mr. President, your toupees are ripe for the harvest. When the Tinder bio says I love long drives and meeting new people. You'll understand when you're older. Me in my 30s. Visible confusion. Everyone playing the new games. Me who's still stuck in 2016 gaming. When the diagnosis is schizophrenia but you're just a chill guy who hears voices sometimes. My downstairs neighbor has a daughter who lets her boyfriend sneak in through the window every day. I'm no narc so I haven't told her dad. Well, she just told me my skinny jeans are out. I'll be asking her dad tomorrow why his son keeps forgetting his key. Respect your elders. When I wake up in the morning and open my eyes. Dawn. The US empire was collapsing all around us and there I was in the thick of it memeing like a son of a bee. Me wanting to keep my files offline safe and organized. Let's finish setting up OneDrive. He's probably thinking about other girls. Him, do Transformers have car insurance or life insurance? My dog got his head stuck. I thought the cup was blasting off. When your employee calls in sick but yet is healthy enough to go to the doctor instead of work. Rapidababy arrested in Miami on battery charges. What you stealing batteries for? You got money, what the F? Jarvis, increase my blood alcohol content by 100% and locate my car keys. How am I stressing and not giving a shit at the same time? Missa, here you are. Error. When you go somewhere and see these chairs so you know your day is cooked. When you just want to chill and read, but your human returns from the place beyond the walls with catnip and a new feather. You luck. I prefer positive feedback. Oh sorry, you are very good at lucking. When you close the fridge door and hear some stuff fall and leave it for the next person. Life. Watching YouTube ads. Seth. Taiwan teams up with Kratos on jet-powered Cassie drone. Me when I lose my phone in my own house but can't even call it because it's on silent. When I was in school I was doing my French speaking exam and I started crying cause I literally couldn't do it and my French teacher said it's okay, you're not the worst. The girl before you answered the questions in English with a French accent and I could not breathe. OMG. People who drive faster than me, reckless lunatics. People who drive slower than me, annoying cowards, and me, perfect as per usual. Took my son to meet his real dad today. The ibuprofen entering my body and not knowing where to start. I hate old people, man. I was in the war. Congratulations. I'm gonna be in the next one and they have laser beams now. Making sure I arch my back so my A looks fat while I'm crying in bed. The girl you like, her father, her brother, her ex, her crush, you. Good morning, Bane. Babe, you think morning is your ally, but you merely adopted the AM. I was born in it, molded by it. When everyone thinks you're launching missiles into the ocean just to act crazy but you're actually the only human who's been fighting Godzilla for years. Probably the most embarrassing thing on earth is having to answer questions from an electrician. Where's your emergency disconnect, sir? All I know is somehow we have put lightning inside the wires. Chinese buffets just don't give a ref anymore. Don't hand me a basket of bread and then immediately be like, don't fill up on bread. That's super confusing and I don't need that stress in my life. Remember, any job can be remote if you dissociate hard enough. Rap fact, the pufferfish can inflate up to roughly 3 times its normal size for self-defense. What the F this got to do with me? Me cheating on you speaks more about you. You turned the sweetest guy ever into a cheater. Do you keep your money in your bank or at home? Me, in my memories. American, flies to Spain. Why is everyone speaking Mexican here? The Spaniards. iCarly, they were doing trash streams before it was cool. London. Lundoff. I tell every telemarketer up front, I plan on M-baiting through this entire call. I hope that is alright with you. Heading to work because I was too shy to dance on TikTok in 2020. Best-selling book for self-defense, How to Dodge the Barbers While Getting a Haircut, Useful Tips to Dodge the Tip. I want to wake up with you the rest of my life. I get up at 5 AM, never mind. My brain when someone asks me a question face to face. If by clubbing you mean eating club sandwiches, then yes, I do love clubbing. Bob is too funny. Too aggressive. Too formal. Me trying to flirt. Hey how are you? Good, how are you doing? Good, thanks, and you? Good, and you? Good, thanks. Good. Shout out to the older gentleman ahead of me at the grocery store buying only sunscreen and an enormous slice of chocolate cake. You clearly have better afternoon plans than I do. Someone said he looks like White Eye Show Speed and now I can't unsee it. They feed us poison, so we buy their cures while they suppress our medicine. Tom Cruise has a tooth in the exact center of his mouth. Cannot unsee.
Spare change. Spare change, ma'am.